Welcome to the Radio Revenue Podcast. Have you ever stopped to think about the quiet revolution happening in some massive industries, like the ones building our cities, moving our stuff, even feeding us?
Yeah, it's not always flashy headlines, but technology is making huge waves there.
Exactly. And today, we're diving deep into one company right at the heart of that transformation. This is The Deep Dive, your shortcut to being, well, properly informed. We're cracking open the 10K report for Trimble Inc. You might not know the name.
But their tech is probably shaping the world around you in ways you don't even realize.
Right. So we'll unpack Trimble's core business, look at their big strategies like Connect and Scale, check out their recent financials, some major deals.
And of course, the risks, the challenges they face operating globally. We're aiming for those aha moments, pulling out the key facts about a company whose tech is, frankly, everywhere. Trimble Inc. Who are they and what do they do?
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Who is Trimble Inc.?
Well, the report frames them as a leading tech solutions provider, incorporated in Delaware back in 2016.
And they have this mission statement, right? Transforming the way the world works. Pretty bold.
It is, and they do it by connecting workflows, asset life cycles for professionals in some really core industries.
Which industries specifically?
They focus on the ones that, as they put it, build, move, and feed the world. So think construction, transportation, logistics, agriculture, huge sectors.
And the goal is what? Better quality, safety.
All of that. Improving work quality, boosting safety, making things more efficient, and, importantly, more sustainable. Their impact is meant to be really broad.
It sounds like they've evolved quite a bit. The report mentions moving from point solutions to workflows to industry ecosystems. What does that actually mean?
That's a really key shift. It means they're not just selling individual gadgets or software anymore. They're building integrated systems.
Ecosystems, like connecting everything digitally.
Exactly. Using seamless data, AI, generative AI, machine learning, computer vision, the whole toolkit. So you might have advanced positioning guiding construction gear automatically.
Or tracking huge fleets of trucks in real time.
Precisely. Or using collaborative BIM building information modeling, so everyone on a huge construction project works off the same digital plan. It's about interconnected intelligence, not just isolated tools.
So how do they, technically pull that off? What are the components?
It's a mix. Software apps, cloud platforms, sensors out in the field, specialized hardware, and crucially, the data all that generates.
And the aim is to give customers actionable insights from all that data.
That's the core idea. Better insights for better workflows. And they're committed to open industry clouds and common data environments, basically making it easier for different systems and companies to work together.
And software is becoming more central to this.
Hugely central. More and more is delivered as subscriptions, SaaS, software as a service, often running in multi-cloud setups. It's a big part of their model now.
And this isn't just a U.S. thing, right? They're global.
Oh, very global, operating in over 40 countries. Major R&D, manufacturing, logistics hubs all over U.S., Netherlands, India, Germany, Finland, Canada, New Zealand, UK, Sweden. The list goes on. They're truly worldwide. 2, Trimble's business strategy, driving growth and innovation.
Okay, let's shift to strategy. How does a company like this keep growing and innovating? They talk a lot about Connect and Scale. What's that about?
Connect and Scale is their big multi-year platform strategy. It's pretty core to everything now.
Break it down for us. What's the Connect part?
Connect is about linking everything up. Customer workflows, entire industry life cycles, their different solutions. Think pulling more data into the cloud, moving to subscriptions, embedding more AI.
Got examples?
Sure. Trimble Connect, that's their platform for design and construction teams to collaborate in real time. Or the Trimble Transportation Cloud, linking shippers and carriers. And their Transporeon business, which is like a big marketplace for managing transportation.
Okay, so Connect is external-facing, linking customers and industries. Scale must be internal then, making themselves more efficient.
You got it. Scale is investing in their own people, processes, technology, streamlining how they operate internally so they can handle growth efficiently. It's also about network effects.
Network effects, like the more people use it, the better it gets for everyone.
Exactly. More participants, more data, makes a whole platform more valuable. It's a classic scaling play for tech platforms.
And this all comes back to delivering value for the customer, right? What are those tangible benefits?
Absolutely. It's digital transformation driving real results. better productivity, getting things right the first time quality, worker safety, seeing what's actually happening in operations, transparency.
And sustainability, you mentioned that before.
Yes, and environmental sustainability.
Yeah.
So for you listening, this could mean the building you work in went up faster and cheaper, or the goods you ordered arrived more efficiently with less fuel burned. It affects daily life.
And it really feels like software and services are now the main engine here.
They are. The report makes it clear. Software and services are fundamental, core to growth, with AI playing a bigger and bigger role. It's a definite shift from being hardware-led.
They're also targeting some massive markets, aren't they?
Huge markets. Construction, transportation, these are multi-trillion-dollar global industries. And interestingly, they're often seen as historically underserved by tech.
So, lots of room to grow.
That's the idea. Tech adoption is still relatively early, but the potential ROI, the return on investment, is really compelling. So they see a big opportunity for leadership.
You need some serious R&D and intellectual property for all this.
Oh, definitely. They hold over 1,000 unique patents. They reinvest heavily in R&D, and they've made strategic acquisitions over the years. It's how they've transformed from hardware point solutions to these integrated ecosystems.
And that R&D spending reflects the software shift.
Clearly. Over 70% of R&D investment now goes into software and services. It shows you where their focus is.
And we talked global presence, but how do they actually sell everywhere?
It's a mix. International expansion is key, but they localize. They sell in over 170 countries using dealers, joint ventures, and direct sales teams. Adapting to local needs is vital. 3. Deep dive into Trimble's business segments.
Okay, let's try to get our heads around their different business areas. The report breaks it into 3 main segments now, right? Based on market.
That's right. They've updated them. You've got AECO, that's architects, engineers, construction, and owners. Then field systems. And finally, P&L, transportation, and logistics.
Let's start with AECO. What's the focus there?
AECO is primarily software solutions for the construction world, usually sold directly. Think tools to boost productivity, collaboration. Trimble Connect is a big one here.
And the goal is reducing costs, waste, rework.
Exactly. Making construction safer, faster, better quality control, and again, hitting those sustainability targets in building design and execution.
What were the highlights for AECO in 2024? Any big releases?
Yeah, quite a few. Updates to core software like Tekla and SketchUp, for sure. But the big story was AI. They rolled out things like Live Count AI Takeoff, AI-driven 3D model search, SketchUp diffusion.
AI helping with design and project management.
Right. AI and project site workflows, plus Trimble Unity for public infrastructure. A real push towards embedding AI across the board in construction tech.
Okay, next segment, field systems. Sounds more hardware-focused.
It is, yeah. Hardware plus the software that goes with it. This serves surveying, mapping, civil construction, building construction field services, positioning. Mostly sold through distribution partners.
So replacing traditional field methods.
That's the idea. Using tech for field data collection, real-time communication back to the office. We're talking high-precision GNSS, satellite navigation, robotic measurement, 3D laser scanning, even AI to extract features from the data, digitizing the physical site.
And their positioning services, those super accurate GPS-like services, are they in this segment?
Yes, a major part. Subscription services like VRS No and Centerpoint RTX, they provide the hyper-accuracy needed for precision farming, automated construction machines, geospatial mapping, even autonomous vehicles.
Any new gear in 2024 for field systems?
Yep. New R980 GNSS receiver, the configurable X9 3D laser scanner, updates to their mobile mapping systems like the MX90, MX60, constantly improving the tools that capture reality.
All right, last one. Transportation and logistics, TNL.
TNL provides a whole suite of solutions for shippers, carriers, logistics companies, especially in the truckload freight market.
What kinds of solutions? Fleet management.
Fleet management, transportation management systems, analytics, route planning, mapping, reporting, even predictive modeling. It's all about efficiency.
Improving fuel economy, cutting emissions, boosting profits.
All of the above. Plus, ensuring they meet all the complex regulations in trucking and logistics.
And Transporion fits in here, that marketplace platform.
Yes. Transporion is a huge part of TNL now. It covers the whole transport lifecycle, from finding a carrier to paying the bill. It's an online platform fostering collaboration and data-driven decisions.
How big is it?
Processes something like 200,000 transports and dock appointments daily. That generates massive amounts of data for insights, and they're using generative AI now too.
Any major TNL developments in 2024?
A big one was the partnership with Platform Science, linked to selling their mobility business, which we'll get to. Also standardizing Transporion onto Trimble maps and PC Miler routing for better integration. 4, financial performance and strategic transactions.
Okay, let's talk money. How did Trimble actually perform financially in 2024 compared to 2023? Total revenue was down a bit.
Yep, total revenue dipped slightly from around $3.8 billion down to just under $3.7 billion. And this is the crucial part, look at where the revenue came from.
Subscription and services revenue went up.
Went up significantly, from about $2 billion to nearly $2.4 billion. So it's now a much bigger slice of the pie.
While product revenue, the hardware, presumably dropped.
Dropped quite a bit, yeah. From over $1.7 billion down to about $1.3 billion. This really shows that strategic shift towards software and recurring revenue in action.
And despite lower total revenue, operating income actually nudged up slightly.
It did, which suggests that move to subscriptions is improving profitability and predictability. Also, remember, 2024 had an extra week, 53 versus 52, which slightly affects the comparison.
What about expenses? R&D looks stable, sales and marketing up a bit, but G&A general and admin jumped noticeably. Why?
Good catch. That G&A increase was partly due to costs from those big divestitures we'll discuss, but also significant investment in the Connect and Scale initiatives. Building that platform costs money up front.
Okay, makes sense. And amortization was down.
Yeah, amortization of purchased intangibles decreased because the costs associated with older acquisitions are now fully amortized. They've run their course.
Now, the really big number, non-operating income, that divestitures gain, net, jumped to almost $1.7 billion. From just $9 million the year before. What happened there?
That massive gain is almost entirely from divesting their agriculture business. This was a huge strategic move.
How did that work? They sold it off completely.
Not exactly. They contributed most of their ag business to a joint venture called PTx Trimble, partnering with AECO. Trimble got $1.9 billion in cash and kept a 15% stake in the new JV.
Wow. So they get cash, reduce complexity, but still have a piece of the ag action.
Precisely. It frees up resources, lets them focus laser sharp on Connect and Scale in construction and transport, while still benefiting from the ag market through the partnership. A really smart strategic play.
And that gain obviously inflated their income tax for the year, too.
Absolutely. Big gain means big tax bill associated with it.
Looking at the segments again, AECO grew organically thanks to software and AI.
Right. Field Systems saw an organic dip, partly due to tough comparisons with prior government sales and slower ag demand before the divestiture.
And T&L grew organically, driven by Transporion, MAPS, and those enterprise subscriptions.
Exactly. It all lines up with the strategy. And speaking of divestitures, there was another one besides ag, right?
The mobility business sale.
Yes. In late 2024, they agreed to sell their mobility business to Platform Science. That deal closed early in 2025. Trimble now holds a 32.5% stake in Platform Science's bigger business.
So again, streamlining the portfolio, focusing on core areas, maybe using partnerships differently.
That seems to be the clear pattern. Strategic realignment. V risks and challenges. The road ahead.
Okay, no company this size operates without risk. What are the big challenges Trimble faces, according to the report? Global operations must bring risks.
Definitely. Operating in 40-plus countries exposes them to, well, everything. Economic downturns, inflation, recession in different regions, geopolitical stuff like trade barriers, tariffs.
Currency fluctuations, too.
Big time. Currency swings can really impact their reported numbers, both revenue and profit. It's a constant factor they have to manage.
And integrating all these businesses, plus rolling out Connect and Scale, that sounds operationally complex.
Hugely complex, it's resource intensive, and there's always a risk of disruption when you make big changes like that.
And they mentioned something about internal controls, material weaknesses.
Yes, that's significant. They identified material weaknesses in internal controls over financial reporting, specifically related to IT general controls, basically. The fundamental checks on their IT systems, plus some review processes, and how they determine selling prices for bundled offerings.
Is that serious?
It can be.
Yeah.
They're working to fix it, remediate it. But if they don't succeed, it could affect the accuracy of their financial statements and potentially delay SEC filings. So it's definitely something they need to nail down.
Competition must be brutal as well.
Oh, yeah. Highly competitive markets. They're up against other specialized tech suppliers, big established software giants in ERP or design, even, cheap apps on smartphones for certain tasks. It's coming from all angles.
And finding the right people, always tough in tech.
A constant challenge. Hiring and keeping skilled engineers, salespeople, managers. The report notes that equity grants are a really critical part of their compensation to attract and retain that talent.
What about risks with the actual products? Tech glitches, security.
Always a risk with complex tech. Errors, defects, security holes, especially with new releases. They also rely on third-party tech, open source software, which can bring compatibility or availability issues, and cybersecurity. That's a constant threat for everyone.
Regulations must be a headache too, operating globally with sensitive tech.
A massive headache. Data privacy laws like GDPR, export controls, anti-corruption rules, product certifications, functional safety regs for autonomous systems. It's a complex web they have to navigate constantly.
Any major financial risks besides currency, debt?
They have about $1.4 billion in debt outstanding, maturity starting 2028. Because they need to make sure they comply with all the terms, the covenants, including filing their SEC reports on time. That's crucial.
And finally, reputation and ESG, environmental, social governance. That's increasingly important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Any damage to their reputation from ESG issues, employee problems, or failing to meet their own sustainability goals could really hurt the business. They have those public targets, 50% GHG reduction by 2030, 100% renewable energy by 2025. Stakeholders are watching if they meet those. 6. Sustainability and human capital, building for the future.
It really does seem like sustainability is baked into Trimble's strategy, not just an add-on.
It seems that way, yes. Its position is integral to their business, their products, their culture, helping customers become more resilient, decarbonize.
And doing it themselves, too.
Right, driving decarbonization in their own operations and supply chain. Those science-based targets initiative goals, having their GHG footprint by 2030, 100% renewables by 2025, those are serious commitments as part of their core value proposition.
What about the people side, their culture, employees?
Their values are stated as belong, grow, and innovate. They had over 12,100 employees globally at the end of 2024, spread across North America, Europe, Asia-Pacific mainly.
How do they keep them engaged and developing?
They mentioned global engagement surveys, performance management systems, and an internal talent platform for skills and career growth. Seems like a focus on nurturing their workforce is a key asset.
And beyond just work, they focus on well-being, community stuff.
Yeah, they talk about competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, health, wellness, financial security, plus a flexible work strategy, and community connection through employee groups and their foundation fund, which focuses on disaster response, education, and sustainable practices. It paints a picture of trying to be a responsible employer with a positive impact. Outro.
So wrapping this up, Trimble is clearly a fascinating company. They're navigating some really complex stuff, technology shifts, financial restructuring, global challenges.
Yeah, balancing that drive for innovation, especially with AI and cloud, against strategic moves like those big divestitures, all while keeping sustainability front and center. It's a complex picture.
And understanding a company like Trimble really does give you, the listener, an edge. It helps you see the future of these huge global industries, construction, transport, logistics, how the physical world is being reshaped by tech.
Tech that's often working silently behind the scenes, but having a massive impact on everyday life.
It really makes you think. Could Trimble's connect and scale approach, integrating data and AI across these traditionally separate giant industries, become the standard playbook for digital transformation everywhere else?
That's a provocative thought. What other sectors are crying out for that kind of deep integration, that data-driven overhaul? Something to mull over.
It was a Revenue Radio podcast. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated with our latest analyses.